What's going on, everybody? We are live. Alright, let's see here. I'm on Instagram. I'm all over the place here, so, bear with me. Says he's on Trivium Live. You can see, dude, Trivium is fucking awesome, man. Alright, let's see if I can do all these platforms at the same time, man. Let's see what's going on here. Let's try this again. Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, man. We all over the fucking place here. Alright. I just can't read any chats. Alright, let's see here. Hold on, let me get OBS. Can I get OBS sorted? Well, it doesn't really tell me. Alright, it's fine. Let me go to Restream and see. Alright, they got the, do they have the chat? Can I see the chat? I can't. Oh, I can see the chat. Okay, here we go. Kind of. Alright, let's try this again. All right, Andrew Palmer Pete said it's choppy on Instagram. All right, I don't know what's going on with that. So the audio is glitching in and out. All right, let's see. We got people on Instagram right now. Oh yeah, I can see the Instagram feed is like tripping. I'm on YouTube too. I'm also on Twitch. So we are streaming live everywhere. The audio is glitching in and out on YouTube as well. All right, this is weird. All right, I'm trying it. I'm doing a little experiment here. Because I'm using Restream and I'm streaming everywhere at once. So this is all like, this is gonna be either be really good or it's gonna be a total shit show. All right, let's keep this going here. Let's see. What's up, everyone? All right, let me know. Yeah, let me know on the other platforms how it sounds, like YouTube and everything. I'm streaming to TikTok from my phone because I haven't figured out how to get TikTok Studio to work yet, as far as getting the audio right. But yeah, man, this is all big. This is all just a big experiment, trying to see how all the platforms work with all the streaming stuff here, and we'll see what happens. All right, that was a song called The Dark Oracle. I have to get a second monitor, too, because I can't go back and forth between everything, man. This shit is crazy. All right, here's a song called Thread of Life. Whoa. All right, what the hell happened there? Whoa, all right, something... All right, we having all kinds of problems here. Why is Thread of Light? Why does that sound weird? All right, hold on. All right, I was not expecting that to happen. Okay, that's weird. All right, hold on. Thread of Life. All right, let's see if this works. Let's see if it doesn't, Alright, where is it? Where'd it go? It just fucking disappeared. Alright, hold on. Technical difficulties. Alright. There we go. Alright, that was weird. The pitch was all fucked up. Alright, let's try this again. This is gonna be a shit show. Alright, we got rid of Let's see if that changes anything. Audio's gone. Wait, hold on. All right. This is turning. All right. Let's see if this works now. Voice audio gone. All right, let's see. My voice is gone. All right, hold on. Nah, I should be back now. Let's see if it comes back. All right, there it is. Okay, so we're good. All right, we're good on YouTube. All right. Let me know how the music is on YouTube. All right, we're good. All right, Juan and Cabins, bro, thank you for keeping me up to date here on YouTube. Like I said, man, this is all some new shit that I'm trying to do here. So we on TikTok, we on YouTube, we're on Twitch, we're all simulcasting. So this is all in a big experiment right now. Trying to figure out what's going on, how to get my shit all set up properly. All right, let's play a song, man. Let's see how the audio is when we play this next song. This song is called Veins of Silver and Sorrow. Technology's fucking me up right now, but it's okay, man. I got it. This is, like I said, this is an experiment. Alright, that was a song called Veins of Silver and Sorrow. Thank you, Andrew Pump. Alright, let's see. Alright, I need to figure out... I'm gonna play that one again. Alright, what's going on YouTube? Alright, Cabin says there's no audio on YouTube. What's going on with that? Alright. No audio on YouTube. TikTok sounds good. TikTok, I'm streaming from my phone. YouTube, I'm streaming from my computer. Alright, this is very strange. I don't know why YouTube is glitching. YouTube is tripping. I don't know why. Alright, no guitar output. That's fucking weird. Oh, where? Alright, yeah, my guitar audio is gone. Hold on. And the music, too. Alright, hold on. Let's see. Oh, I think I know. Let me see here. Let's see if that's... Let's see that. Ah, there we go. Okay, I think I got it. We got it. I think we got the music going back on YouTube now. I had my plugins switched around. Alright, listen, man, this is all a learning experience for me, man. I'm having fun. Alright, cool, man. We good on YouTube. Alright. Fuck yeah. Let's play that one again. a song called Veins of Silver and Sorrow right there. All right, how we looking? How we looking on the platforms here? All right, YouTube looking good. All right. Darkwing says, OMG, it's Jay on every platform. To what do I owe the pleasure? She says, I like it here. Awesome. Where else are we? Oh, we're on Facebook, too. I'm fucking streaming on Facebook right now. All right, let's go to Facebook. Fakebook. What's everybody doing on Facebook? All right, let's see what's going on here. Let's see here. Yeah, we live on Facebook. All right. All right, Facebook looking okay. All right, man. We're chugging along. I know. All right, so it looks like there's a delay. A little bit of delay between TikTok and YouTube. That's because I'm streaming from my phone on TikTok. So, yeah, I guess we're going to be a little bit ahead. But it's all good, man. I'm still trying to figure out TikTok Studio. I got the video to work. I don't know how to get my audio to... I don't know how to get my DAW audio into TikTok Studio. So that's the one thing I'm working on right now. Yeah, I'm way ahead. I'm still playing on you. Oh, shit. All right. Well, that's a problem. But... I mean, it is what it is. Fuck it, man. I'm just gonna play a song. Alright, what DAW do I use? I use Cubase. Cubase 10 is what I have. Alright. What's the next song? I don't even know. Let's see. Oh, it's Sedna. Yes. Alright. Let me make sure my audio is not jacked up. Okay, that's working. Before it was like pitched up like a half step. It's fucking terrible. Alright. Alright, this song. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Twitch. We're live on TikTok. All kinds of stuff. So... Cubase usually comes with a free Bishbat purpose. Once I get TikTok Studio sorted out, I'll be streaming to TikTok from my PC. I got the video working, I just can't figure out the audio part of that. But I'm working on it. The last 2 days I spent like all fucking day like working on this shit. So I got my capture card. I got my capture card for my Sony camera. I'm just waiting on my HDMI cables to use my capture card. So I bought a microphone. I got so much gear coming this week, man. It's awesome. I just spent a bunch of money this weekend. That I'm nice credit card bill. What's up, Corn Lord? All right. What's going on with YouTube? I might have to upgrade my internet. My internet be... why is it not letting me see it on Facebook? God damn it. All right. All right, let's see what's going on here. What's up, Eddie? Okay. All right, here's a song called Sedna. My audio was off. All right. I'm talking to myself. All right. How are we looking on YouTube? Let's see. On YouTube, Mooley Tuna says, is your guitar coming straight in or are we hearing a speaker? No, it's coming straight in. You're trying to get set up to do lives, bro. Join the club. You have to use OBS or Streamlabs. And you have to basically route the audio from your DAW to OBS, and then OBS is used to stream to all the platforms, whether it's YouTube, Twitch. I would go into more detail, but I'm still learning myself. So, but that's really what you have to do. There's a ton of if you go to ChatGPT and ask questions, if you go to just go anywhere, Google, like just YouTube, there's a ton of YouTube tutorials on how to set this up. I'm late to the game because I suck with technology, so I just want to play guitar and write songs. I don't want to fuck around with computer shit. But it is what it is. Cause listen, man, I'm doing all this streaming stuff because, man, I want fucking world domination, man. I'm trying to take over the world, and the only way to do that is to just be everywhere at every time. So I got to step up my game here, and I need to. What do I need to do? I need to do something here. Oh, I need to import a song. Man, I am a fucking mess right now. All right, anyway. Where's Arctic Shadowscape? That's the drum stem. Alright, hold on. Alright, hold on. I gotta download something here. Bro, I'm a mess right now. But it's all good. Let's see. Is it this one? No, that's not it. Fuck. Hold on. Where are all the master tracks? Here they are. No, that's not it. Alright, hold on. Yes, I absolutely need another computer monitor. That's the next thing on my list is to have, or what I'm gonna do is have my laptop. I have my laptop here with the chat open. I have some ideas for what I'm trying to do. But yeah, it's fucking. This is fucked up. Let's see here. Where the hell are all the album tracks? Here we go. This is what I'm looking for. There we go. Alright, hold on. The Masters. Arctic Shadowscape. Jesus Christ, what is going on here? Where are all my fucking masters? There we go. Alright. I'm gonna download that. Yeah, I need a second monitor. That's gonna be next on the agenda. Bro, I'm a mess right now. Alright, Mooley Tuna says, sounds great. I used to jam in bands, but now it's my only way to live in front. Yeah, dude, I'm leaning into the live stream thing. Because I think it'll help raise awareness for the band. Alright, now I can import my audio. There we go. Alright, let's see if this works. Yes. Hey, look at that. Alright, we are back in the game here. And yes, I do need another computer monitor. That is true. Alright, man. Here's a song called Arctic Shadowscape. That was a song called Arctic Shadowscape right there. Alright, how we looking? Man, Restream is all jacked up, but it's all good. Alright. He says, proceeds to make bomb chicken while eating a donut. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Where's Johnny at? What's up, Johnny? Oh, he left. Johnny pops into my chat, he gets moist, and then he leaves. What's up with that? I don't understand, dude. That's fucked up, man. Alright. I don't know why the YouTube stream is tripping, but we looking good on Twitch. Boog11 says, what kind of guitar? This is a Kiesel Aries. Once I get the TikTok studio working on my PC, man, it's going to be over for all of you. Man, I'm going to destroy everyone. World domination, man. I'm taking over. Alright. Here's a song called The Rivers of Sand and Blood. Oh, you know what? I haven't plugged the band yet. Shit, I gotta grift here. Raises. Alright, yo. My band Etherius, we got a new record. We got 3 albums, but this is our newest one. It's called Hymns of the Crimson Raven, and it came out in November, so if you want to check it out, if you're on TikTok, click the link, go up to the link tree, click that link tree in my profile. Check us out on Spotify, Apple Music, Bandcamp, Google, Amazon, YouTube, man, we're all over the place. And if you're watching on YouTube, again, that's the new Etherius album, Hymns of the Crimson Raven. Check it out. I have some links in my profile. There it is. Just, even if you don't like the music, man, look at the artwork. How awesome is this artwork, man? This artwork is fucking awesome. That's why you should buy the damn album. Forget the music. Just buy it for the artwork. Alright, here's a song called The Rivers of Sand and Blood. This is not from the new album. This song is from our previous album that came out in 2020. Yeah, it's Darkwing approved, yes. Alright, how are we looking on YouTube? What's going on in the chat? Absolutely nothing. Just what I expected. Yeah, I'm gonna play that one again. We're gonna do that one again. All right. Be with your friend. Be with your fried chicken maker. What? This will be my own personal stream. What's up, Chris? What's up, Quinn? What's up, Chris? Chris says, hell yeah, so sick. Thank you, man. What's up, Stray? Yo, what's up? We streaming live on YouTube. We on Instagram. No, we're not on Instagram anymore. I said fuck Instagram. Instagram was tripping, so I had to get rid of Instagram. We're on YouTube. We're on Twitch. We're on TikTok, man. We're all over the place. Look at them, arpeggio. Yeah, Darkwing has turned the YouTube chat into her own personal, like, roasting session. She's just gonna heckle me. All right. Man, let's play that one again. Alright, somebody asked if I... She says you are to be heckled. Did I just use a cassette player, or am I... I think Shem is stoned. Right on YouTube, man. He's stoned. Yeah, that's definitely something going on there. He said, thanks for confirming. And I guess YouTube is like 34 seconds behind. I think it's my internet. My internet connection is tripping. All right, anyway. Let's see here. What's up, Giuseppe? All right, here's a song called Pyramid of Mirrors. Alright, little bass outro. Alright, Pigman says, sounds great. Bro, thank you, man. Yeah, we're a little behind on YouTube, but that's okay. The audio looks good. That's all I care about. Alright, do we have anybody going on Twitch? No. Alright. Here's a song called The Omnipotent. omnipotent right there from my man Etherius. All right, hold on. Let me just let me fix some levels here. All right, Marcel on TikTok. He says, "Now that's talent right there." Thank you very much. And who else we got here? What's up, Nick? I have watched Crossroads. Yeah, man, of course, absolutely. Who else we got here? All right, let's see. How are we looking on YouTube and Twitch? What's everybody doing on YouTube? What's going on over there? Nothing. All right. I need to switch guitars. Hold on. I am not in tune. Alright, we ready to go. All right, that was a song called Ad Live on right there. Uh-oh, Darkwing's back. She got tired of YouTube. She came back to TikTok. What's going on YouTube over here? All right, nobody... Yeah, YouTube is kind of... I think the audio is definitely lagging behind, but it's all good. This is all a big experiment. I'm gonna have to call my internet. It's so behind. Yeah, it's weird because Twitch is like maybe 10 seconds or 15 seconds behind. I don't know why YouTube is so far behind. I just hope the audio and the video sync together. That's what I'm worried about. It could be my... Okay, they do... Alright, that's good. That's... Because if you're watching on YouTube, you're not even going to know that it's syncing... that it's behind. Like, who cares? Alright. This is all a learning experience. Hymns of the Crimson Raven right there. Another track, again, from my band Etherius. Again, if you want to check out the new Etherius album, if you're listening on TikTok, our new album, Hymns of the Crimson Raven, check out our entire catalog. Just click that link tree in my profile. Check us out on Spotify, Apple Music, Bandcamp, Google, Amazon, YouTube, man, all over the place. If you're watching on Twitch and YouTube, again, new album. I got some links in the in my profile there if you want to check those out. New album, Hymns of the Crimson Raven. There it is. All right. All right, man. We're going to slow it down here just a little bit. All right, hold on. Something's not right here. Hold on. I got to fix something. Make sure that... Hold on. Whoa, alright, so somehow my tracks are... That is weird, man. Whoa. Everything's like a half step higher. Alright, hold on. Let's fix that. Alright, where is Unity? Let's see here. Hold on. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for. All right. And then raw. All right, we're gonna fix that. Give me a second. I gotta fix my my session here. All my music is all jacked up. There's the Eye of Ra. Okay. All right. So now I'm gonna make sure these blend into each other. Alright, that kind of works. Alright, let's see how that works. Alright. Alright, here's a song called The Eye of Ra. No, this is Unity. What am I... I'm all fucked up. She said the back of my head was... Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. Thank you for noticing. All right, that was a song called The Eye of Ra. All right, everyone. Yo, I'm going to get out of here, man. I'll be back later. We're going to head out. Thanks to everyone on TikTok that tuned in, everyone on Twitch and YouTube. Appreciate y'all checking in and checking everything out. I got to fix that. All right, again, if you guys want to check out the new Etherius album, Hymns of the Crimson Raven, check it out at EtheriusBandit.com, or if you're on TikTok, click that link tree in my profile. I'll see y'all later. Peace!